Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to Mecha Gaikotsu versus the Backlog Overdrive, and today I'm taking a look at the Master Grade Gundam Exia Repair 3. This has been on the backlog for quite a little while so far, as you can tell from the blue box right here. This is a premium Bandai exclusive, so I got mine through BUYEE. You can too, and link is down there to BUYEE in the description. Now let's get this built. So I'm cracking open this box. We've got a whole bunch of plastic in here, as you'd expect for a Master Grade. Now, 90% of this is exactly what you'd get in the standard Master Grade Exia box. So if you've actually built the Exia before, you've built pretty much all of this kit besides an extra couple of aspects. The original runners in here are from 2009, but we do have some additions in here as well. So we do have some runners from Exia Repair 2, which will make up a lot of the GN Sword Custom, as well as some of the Exia Repair armor. In here we also have a brand new runner for this, which is 2021, and this is everything that will make up the GN Longsword, as well as some new armor on the shoulders, as well as a round on the butt flap. Now we'll mention the stickers that are included here. These are from the Exia Ignition mode, so you don't use all of these, only some of them on the GN condensers. And we do have a whole bunch of water slide decals here, which look phenomenal in blue and white, to go on basically the reverse colors on the kit, which is the blue onto the white parts, and the white onto the blue parts. Finally then, when it does come to the Exia, it's well known at this point that it's not the greatest model kit around. It's not the worst by any margin, but it does have some weak aspects, especially down in the feet. Now, I've built different variants of the Exias over and over again. Now, I do recommend thickening up all of the joints on this, even top coating nearly everything before you even build it, just to kind of reinforce the weak aspects. And one of the oddest things in the build in this is inside the feet. Basically, you throw two, not just one, two of these polycap joints into these segments right here, which means instead of actually designing new polycaps, Bandai just doubled up on them, and then you have to try and fit a section up in through those, which is kind of difficult to do. There is a couple of awkward parts in the build of this, including in the head and in the chest vents as well, so not the simplest out-of-box build around. So now jumping into the accessories, and here's everything that comes inside the box, or at least this is pretty much everything. We do actually get a couple of other things in here I just didn't build because we've seen them before. So the GN swords are here. I just did not build them, but they are included. They're just not part of the Exia Repair 3 loadout. So speaking about that loadout, in here we do have the GN Sword Custom. We've got the GN Long Rifle, as well as two beam saber handles, 4 beams, 2 long, 2 short. We've got a base adapter and a part for holding onto the GN capacitor if you want to display it outside of the Gundam. So first off in here, when it does come to the hands, these are those old school hands. Not super old school, medium old school, medium school. And what exactly I mean by that is these are the 3 fingers attached together like so, 1 index finger and 1 thumb. These are all, well, mildly articulated. We've got a wrist, which is nice. And we've got that tab in the hand there that absolutely sucks. They never really work that well. Thankfully, when it comes to Gundam 00 kits, we do have stuff like this right here, which is a hard point for the weapon to mount onto, so most of the time you're not even using the hands, so it's not that big of a deal. You can actually slightly modify these hands by snipping the fingers apart from each other, but I find that just it can just kind of leave the fingers a little bit floppy and droppy, and a little bit funny sometimes in poses. I prefer just to leave them as they are, like that. So the first weapon that we've gotten here is the GN Sword Custom. So this is exactly the same as the standard GN Sword, but it's got a different blade. So every aspect of this blade has been changed. So the 2 sides are brand new, the shining blade right there, that is brand new too. And by brand new, I don't mean for this kit, because this was also included in the Exia Repair 2. But it is new compared to the standard Exia kit, but all of this weapon, all of this right here that does all of the stuff that it does, transforming into a long-range weapon for some pew pew pew, and then transforming into a full-blown sword. That is all the same as it was before, and still, to this day, GN Sword, my favorite Gundam weapon of them all. So when it comes to attaching this weapon into the arm, like I just mentioned, this is a double connection, which is very handy. First off, you can attach this into the forearm, which most of the time is enough to hold onto the weapon itself without the actual hand. So next up then, you have to pop this into the palm of the hand, which really does not work out. These hands are not great at all. So you actually have to get this into a tab in the hand, and this is a shallow, weak tab that actually wears away very, very quickly over time. So you don't even have to attach and remove weapons that often for it to become absolutely and utterly useless. Thankfully, it does hold into the arm fairly okay when it is in the rifle mode or the blade in the rifle mode kind of combo, if you know what I mean, the kind of blade tonfa kind of way. But once you're going to actually transform this into an upright sword in the hand, this just doesn't work at all. Quite frankly, this is a fairly horrible user experience. It'll just keep popping from the hand. The plug into the wrist, sure, it can hold via gravity, but when it comes to actually moving it around, it's going to pop too. So yeah, anybody who's out there that's still an Exia 1.0 sympathizer, I have no idea why. Even the ankles in this. Some people say that Bandai have done something along the lines of fixing the ankles in this kit since its original release, but nothing on the runners actually suggests that, and nothing from handling this suggests that either. Seriously, Exia 2.0, please! I want a good GN sword, please. However, I will mention it does look absolutely beautiful though. Anyway, while I'm on the point of the Exia right here and its ankles and legs, I think it's about time to get this up on a stand, just so I don't have to deal with those legs anymore. So we do have a base adapter in here. It looks a little bit something like this right here, because that is it. Pops onto the crotch, just like so. Feels okay, feels alright. Grabbing me an action base, it's mildly dusty. Popping Exia up there to test him out. And yeah, that's a decent base adapter, so that will get rid of the issue of those ankles. So next in here, we've got the main event of this kit besides the new armor, and that is the GN long rifle. This in its collapsed mode, it can open out just like so. This is nice and long. We do have a whole bunch of moving handles. We've got one up in here, which pops out just like so. And we've got this sight segment, which can pop up like that. And then we've got some side handles as well right here. That's number 1. There is number 2. And that is all the moving parts. Looking good. To get it attached, you just take this segment here and pop it out like that. That segment then just attaches onto the arm and plugs into the same mounting point in the forearm that we would have done so with this over here. Then you just simply whack the GN longsword onto that just like so. It lines up perfectly with the hand, so it pops in there, pops into the hand. Actually, that went in super easy, probably because it is at a bit of a right angle to the arm, and that right there is what it looks like attached. So a nice big old weapon, probably the length, if not longer, than Exia itself. See, I suppose that right there is what I mean. This weapon was designed, well, in 2021, or at least was made in 2021, and it just plain works. It doesn't detach and fall all over the place like you'll find this over here will. So yeah, definitely, we need an Exia with some modern tech. It would be so awesome. And I would not be opposed to it if it was an MGEX, honestly. But a standard 2.0 would be enough. So yeah, when this is not in use, it can just detach from the hand just like so, and fold away like that, and then just move up and out of the way, just like the GN sword can. That can also do the same thing, flip back out of the way like so, so both the weapons are actually up behind Exia, like what you're seeing right there, and that, honestly, just looks awesome. So anyway, that right there is it for the review. Just a short one to talk about the different updates that are here in the Exia Repair 3 compared to what we would have seen before. So like I mentioned, just some new armor here and there. The shoulder is definitely a bit of a downgrade compared to what we would have seen before, and that Exia GN long rifle is pretty damn awesome. Is this worth shelling out for a P-Bandai kit this long after release? That is completely up to yourself. To me, it totally is, because I just love me a master grade Exia, regardless of the flaws and the issue this kit has. None of them are really all that much of a deal breaker to me, but if you find like weak joints, limited articulation, and kind of awkwardnesses and wonky hands a deal breaker, then this might not be for you. But still, it's an absolutely spectacular looking master grade. Now, if you're wondering about the other aspects about this kit, we do have beam sabers in here, we do have the GN swords as well, we've got LEDs in the chest if you do actually buy these sold separately LED units. If you want to know all about that as well as the articulation in a master grade Exia, you can check out the previous review that I would have done, which I'll also link down there in the description. That'll have everything about this, and I also made a video about which is the best Setsuna related master grade out there, because there's a massive difference between them. From the Exia to the 00 to the Quanta, there's huge differences between them. They're not all built the same. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to come back for more Gunpla reviews, and I'll be seeing you next time. As always, this video and every video would not be possible without each and every one of you guys who watches my videos. And special thanks to those of you who are supporting me over on Patreon and on the channel members, including Caleb Engelhart, Global Frequency Studios, Go Little Rockstar, Gunpla UK Limited, Joe, Kill Me Inc., Lawrence Seahack, RG59061, and Van Fawn.